It's alright for me. I promise you had a good night's sleep. That shit's funny. Go to work. Hey, Barbie. Good evening. You're in tune, the marquee. Yo, yo. What's up, Lucky? Oh, cool. That looks cool. I like that. That effect. This guy looks like he's got a fucking 10-year-old. The heck? Oh, good lord. What is wrong with these people? I don't know. Yeah, I can tell you haven't slept because you're in here. What's up, Dan? How you going? How's it going, bro? That'll be nice. Got the weekly shopping done and made dinner. Oh, nice. Good. That's what's up. I had homemade pizza tonight. I had pepperoni, mushrooms, and a piece of hot dog, like cut up on it, and some cheese. I wanted something simple tonight. Put in the air fryer. It was like 6, 7 minutes. It was pretty good. Yeah, it was nice. I just wanted something simple. I didn't feel like eating a whole pile of food. So it was nice. And I had for dessert, I had a little small piece of almond almond cake or whatever it's called. I can't remember what it's called now. It's like some I have upside down um pineapple thing. It's like that but with almonds instead of pineapple. It almost tastes like the same cake, but it's just instead of pineapple, it's got like all these almonds on it and some cinnamon and stuff. It was so good. Portuguese bakery made it. That's why it's good. Because once you go Portuguese, you beg please. Oh, cool, Lucky. Hopefully it goes good. So yeah, it was pretty good. Something decent, something different. Tomorrow I'm gonna have chicken on the barbecue. Shit, that's what I forgot. Damn dog biscuits for Diamond. Got the scones. Every time I go to the grocery store, I always forget something, man. Shit. I forgot to get some dog biscuits for a Diamond. She loves these dog biscuits. I forgot to get them. I'll get them tomorrow. It's all good. Ain't no big deal. It's all good. She came in here earlier today. Didn't I go live today? I think I did. Yeah. Yeah, I went live today. Yeah. She came in here today. I thought you were in here. No, it wasn't. It was me, Barb, and somebody else. I can't remember. There's a couple people here this morning. But yeah, she came in and she's cool. Everything is all right. Emmy's good. Emmy's good too. I think she's going tomorrow with Emmy to get physio. What happened to her daughter? Her daughter a couple months ago was on a one of those four wheelers with her dad, and they hit like a bump, and then she fell off. And when she fell off, she hurt her shoulder, and it still hasn't really healed 100%. This has been like a couple months now. So they got an MRI, everything's fine. She hasn't broken anything or hasn't got anything bad. It's just like some ligaments and things like that. So she's got to get physiotherapy for a couple times. So she'll be fine. She's young, dude. So she'll recover. She's all right. So yeah, she's okay. She took antibiotics for a while, um, but now she's much better. But she still wants to get like physio and stuff just to make sure she's gonna be okay. Barb, you said your grandson popped in, so I made him brownies. I'll make my friends batch them. Oh, nice. Brownies is my best friend. So yeah, that's what happened to her daughter, but she's okay. Her son also, like the week after or 2 weeks after, her son got like road rash because he was on a motorcycle and he also like got hurt, but he was fine. But she had a rough month that month. I can't remember when it was. I think it was back in like I don't know May or something, April, May. I can't remember to be honest. These months are flying by. But either way, both of them are okay, and that's the main thing. So yeah. But Emmy's got to do some physio, which is fine. Not that bad. It'll help her. But yeah. Otherwise, that it's all good. Thank God it was nothing worse, you know? That's all I say every time. Thank God it wasn't nothing worse. Could have been a lot worse. You know, people die from shit like that. So it's always good to, count your blessings. You're here today, going tomorrow. So, yeah. But yeah, today was a very interesting day. I saw a friend of mine, you know. Yeah, me too, Dan. I've lost a few friends on motorcycles. I don't know if you were here today. Talked about my friend that he was on a motorcycle and he hit a bridge and the whole bike and him went overboard and he died and drowned. Unfortunately, one of my very good friends, and we saw him like 24 hours before he passed away. But he was the type of person. He was, always a speed demon, always speeding. But that was probably the worst way he could have died, which I wish he didn't. But it happens. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, my friend called me and told me about it. I was like, what the hell? We just literally was with him. But yeah, a few of my friends have died here on their motorcycles and stuff. People that I know. Because here, a lot of people die on motorcycles. Because people are crazy. They go too fast, thinking that, nothing's going to happen to them. But yeah, a lot of bad shit. And what's today? Tuesday? I think I think it was Thursday. Wednesday or Thursday, I can't remember. Yeah, it was Thursday. Thursday, first thing in the morning, this woman, drunk ass woman, hit a telephone pole and inconvenienced all the traffic, and it was just a shit show here. Apparently, she went to court yesterday or today or something like that. Drunk ass who. I hope they locked her up. A lot of drunk driving shit going on here for years. A lot of people like just don't care. I did it a few times in my lifetime. I was drunk and high and driving my car home, and thank God I made it. So that's why I'm more of a person that prays every day because I know God spared my life many times. I shouldn't be sitting here when I think about it, but thank God I am. And He had, different plans for me. But yeah, I used to race cars, bikes up and down. I could have died plenty of times, but thank God I didn't. But yeah, now I go nice and slow. I don't want to speed. I don't want to do all those things. It's unnecessary. And there's too much traffic now, so you can't get away with it. You can't speed here like that. There's no highways and shit like that. And everywhere you turn, there's like a gate, someone coming out of it. There's accidents like every day here. It's crazy. It's pretty bad. And this morning, my dad called me and said he was at the grocery store. He was parked at the grocery store parking lot, and he was in the car waiting for my mom. And this lady hit his car, scratched it. I'm gonna go down there tomorrow and take a look at it, see how much it's gonna cost to fix, and then the woman says she'll pay for it. It's always some bullshit, man. My day started off at that, listening to that shit. It's been interesting. I had some conversations with two people today that I normally don't see on a regular basis, but it's crazy how God puts people in front of you to tell you things or to share information or to talk about something. It's like the weirdest shit in the world sometimes. It's like, you just, how you say, okay, soon as this is done, I'm gonna go do that. Soon as this is done, I'm gonna go do this. And then you make a plan, right? You're planning to do something and you do it. And it's almost like Spirit says, okay, I have to make sure that I line Mark up at the right time to talk to this person. And it was weird. I had my grocery bag. I came outside and I saw the guy, my friend there, my DJ friend. And I looked at him and I said, yo, what's up, bro? And we started talking for like 20 minutes about, all the DJ shit. And it was so weird because I had said that I would love to talk to him because I haven't seen him in a while and he lost the competition the past weekend, like a weekend ago. And I wanted to talk to him about it and stuff. And look, God put me in front of that guy and I haven't seen him for a long time. It's like sometimes we preach things into existence, like how we say we manifest people when we talk about them. Like that shit's so crazy when you think about it sometimes. It's like I said to myself, fuck, I want to talk to him. I wonder how, like, when if I'm gonna see him, and bang, like it's almost like I gotta be careful what I say because it happens, sometimes. Like especially when it's like with people or things. It's weird, so weird. That's why you park about a quarter block away, yeah. But my dad said that the woman had a big car and she didn't look like she knew how to drive it. But anyway, it's a scratch apparently. And my mom said it took the paint off the car, but it's no dent, but it's just a big scratch. So I said, well, she gave you the number. She got to pay for it. That's all. We got to take it around to our paint guy, see what he says. And she's got to pay for it. Simple. You pay for your mistakes. Well, apparently it took all the. Well, see, I can't take my mom and dad's word for it because they be telling me one thing and another thing, So I don't know, man. My dad told me it's just a scratch that can probably be buffed out. My mom said that the scratch looks like it took off all the paint. And I'm like, between both of you, I'm never gonna know what's right and what's not. So I said, look, I'll come down there tomorrow with my buffing stuff. I have like a cordless buffer. So if I can buff it out, I'll just buff it out and call it a day, you know? And maybe I'll send a woman a bill for buffing it out. Mark's maintenance buffing scratch out. Here you go, here's your bill for my time. Yeah, parental filtering is right, man. I'm telling you, man. It ain't easy, bro. Because I wanna it's always something with my parents. It's like every week or every month something happens to them. It's like I don't know, it's just so weird. Like something always happens to them. Like some dumbass shit will happen. But my mom is like, oh, thank you so much for doing the garage, the piece on the bottom, the rubber piece. It looks brand new. And I said, because it is brand new. And she was like, oh, thank you so much. It looks so nice now. The garage door looks new now because that piece of shit was on there and blah, blah, blah. I was like, yeah, all right, cool. I say, you shouldn't have no insects and rain coming through there and, mice or whatever. So it's all fixed up, ready to go. Yeah, my mom, she's like, when she's in the mood, like I can, she's like funny, and she likes to, she loves to talk shit and have fun and stuff like that. And the way she talks, like it makes you laugh because her broken English is funny, right? And my dad, he's the same way. Like he has a lot of stories. I think I take after him because he's a storyteller like me. Like I have stories for days. I can tell you tons of shit, right? And he's the same way. Like I think kind of like his, like, well, they're good. They're a good mother and father. They did a lot for us. When I was younger, I didn't really realize it because they were so strict and annoying, and they wasn't very encouraging or loving and caring. They were a different breed. But now, um, watching them deteriorate a bit, it's like, I try to help them as much as I can, but at the end of the day, I think it's unfair to me that I'm the one that always has to do shit. Like, and it's annoying. And even when I ask for help, it goes in one ear and comes out the other. So I just like sometimes get discouraged and get mad, and then I just say, what, Mark, at the end of the day you'll get rewarded for helping your parents. And I do get rewarded. Hey Tanya, how you doing? So a lot of people tell me that I'm lucky to have my parents because they miss their mother or their father or both. And I say, well, I'm sure I'm gonna say the same thing one day, but as long as they're alive, I'm gonna try and help them as much as I can. Because when I do help them and do things for them, it makes them very happy and feel more secure about their home and their life and shit. But it's all good. Okay, cool. Glad you're home for the day and it's over. Okay, Barbie. Yeah, you ain't gotta do everything all one time, Tanya. Just do a little bit every day. Tomorrow's another day. What don't get done today will get done tomorrow. That's how you gotta look at it. I couldn't cut the grass again today because every hour or so it'll rain. Piss me off. I need to cut the grass like now, but I can't because it's been raining, like still raining on and off. So I'm praying tomorrow that, you know, oh man, that sucks. He got his truck broken into and tools stolen. That's fucked up. And he'll come in the morning tomorrow instead of today. It's always some bullshit, man. What the fuck is wrong with these people? Yeah, well, the world is a beautiful place. It's just the people. It's sad that there's people like that in the world that find it okay to like take shit from people that worked hard for what they have. I'm telling you, if I ever saw somebody trying to take shit away from my house or my van, I'm breaking their fucking fingers. I'm telling you right now. They better pray to God that I don't see them. And they better pray to God I don't have nothing in my hands that's gonna beat them. Cause I'm gonna make an example out of them. I'm not gonna steal ever again. I'm telling you right now. That's why I think none of that shit happens to me like that because it's like, yeah. I was dealing with my alarm guy today. Like he came here. He's been here a few times over the years. Had a good chat with him. And he said that a lot of people don't even use their security systems. That they have cameras and shit, and and they get irritated with the sensors and things like that going off when it's nothing there. And I was like, well, that's just it. Like, You're damned if you do and damned if you don't. And I say you can have the best security system in the world. You can have the best cameras. If everybody's covered up, you can't see who they are. So how are you supposed to identify them? That's why people have masks and helmets and they disguise themselves, you know? Stupid. You'll never be able to find out. That's why there's so much unsolved mysteries. But thank God, you know, I've added that in my prayers, to be honest. I've added theft and robbery and burglary in my prayers and said, you know, please, you know, make sure that doesn't happen to my family, you know, things like that. But, you know, that's definitely going to happen, Dan. I'm telling you that right now. As long as they're on my property, I have a right to beat them. This ain't Canada. In Canada, you can't do that shit, but here you can. If you come in here, this is private property. You come in this yard, and you're gonna get beaten. Diamond's gonna bite your ass, and while she bites you, I'm gonna beat your ass. And it's gonna be me to you, you to the floor. And I'm calling the popo. I say, take this mofo out of here before he gets beaten some more. And I'm gonna make sure I take a picture of him, of his face, and I'll put him all over the internet. I'll make an example out of his ass. When you come back again, I'll beat you even more. But thank God I don't have to do those things. I thank God every day I don't have to deal with that bullshit because I would never want to be like a security guard or a cop. Fuck that. And I'm so grateful that that doesn't have, you know, I don't have to deal with that. Lucky he checked the motherboard piece and it was fried. It was black. It was completely zapped from the lightning. I was wondering why the red light was on there. So he said he has to come. He said he's busy today, but he just wanted to see what the problem was, and then he's gonna bring a new box, probably I don't know, I guess in a couple of days or something, and hook it up. So we need to. That's another thing that the lightning struck and messed up. Always something. Yeah, yeah, Tanya. Just put it like in the beginning of each corner of the counter. And just put like a little dab there. They'll eat it. Yeah. Just put a little dab here and there. Make sure like they're there. You can put it right next to them and they'll eat it and they'll die. Dan, you said so it's running at night still for 15 minutes. No, I fixed it. It was the actual time that was messed up. My friend put it on. It was supposed to come on Monday at 12 at lunchtime, and it was coming on at midnight. That's the generator. But the generator, I went to program because I didn't think it was the time. So the time wasn't set right, the actual time and date. So I had to reset the time and then set the 15-minute weekly scheduled, start up and run. So it ran yesterday for 15 minutes at lunchtime. I reset it properly, but it was really the time. He messed up the time. But it's cool. It's an honest mistake. So I got it all sorted out. Oh no, yeah, my house is gated. Yeah, we by law we have to have a gate here and a wall and a gate so nobody falls into the pool. See what I mean? Because like you can, we have a gate, we have a wall and a gate on one side and a wall and a gate over this side, and we lock it every night because if it wasn't no gate there and somebody fell in the pool and drowned, we would get it'll be our fault because we're not protecting the somebody from falling in there, which they shouldn't be in our yard anyway. But yeah, by law we have to have gates and walls here when you have a pool. When you have a pool, your house has to be closed off. Yeah, and if we before we had the pool, we had PVC gates, but now we actually have a wall with a wooden gate. Yeah, that I have to paint. More work for me. But yeah, I was in my pool today. I went for a swim. It was so refreshing. The water's not hot, but it's nice and cool. Like it's nice. It's not hot, it's not cold, it's not warm, it's like cool. It's like a nice, refreshing, you know. And I'm the only one that goes in there every day. Nobody else wants to go in there. I'm like, I don't care. I'll enjoy it. So yeah, the security alarm guy, his name's Eric. Nice guy. He's about 35. I think he's 35, he said. His dad and my dad worked together for a couple years. And I didn't even recognize him because he looks different. He's older now. I haven't seen him in years. Um, so anyway, he was talking about my ex brother-in-law and how much of a dickhead he is and how he's all messed up in the head and lies like crazy and lies all about us and shit. And then he said, yeah, this and that, blah, 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 blah. So I was like, look, I can prove that's a lie. Come here. So I took him into my workshop and I said, remember last time you came here? What did this place look like? He goes, it didn't look like this. So I took him upstairs and showed him what I did. And he goes, yeah, man, he should have done this for his kids a long time ago. I said, that guy don't care about his kids. That's why I did this for them. So this is your answer to him saying that, we don't let him see the kids. That's bullshit. You don't want to see him because you don't care about him. You piece of shit. So anyway, he was telling me all these bad things that's happened to him. And I said, good. Fuck him. I don't care. I hope he gets punished more and more every day. Not my problem. See, I had an eventful day. Very eventful. Spoke to him for like 30 minutes, spoke to my DJ friend. Then I spoke to my other DJ friend because I talked to him, he talked to the other one. I came live on here for a while. Had to listen to my dad talk about his little fender bender and a woman that hit the car, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, it's been one of those days. But it's a good day. There's nothing bad. Same old shit, different day. But it's just it's weird how everything, falls into place and you see certain people, you talk to certain people. It's weird. But it's cool though. Yeah. So everything's back to normal. The generator's back to normal. It came on at the right time. Uh, the most miracle thing that's happening right now, which is a miracle, I call it a miracle, is there's no hurricanes in the Atlantic Ocean. It's like it's the weirdest shit in the world. It's like there's none, nothing. There's like a little bit of storm shit here and there. No tropical development, no tropical storms. It's like the weirdest shit in the world. And this tomorrow on the 10th is the peak season of hurricanes, and there is none. Like it's the best news in the world. Everybody must be like, thank God. It's like that to me is like the best thing in my life right now is there's no hurricanes for no one. Not just for me, for no one in like the Atlantic. Well, you know what, Dan? I think that we got summer too early this year. That's my opinion. Because at the end of May, early June, it was like blistering hot here. It was like already 80 something degrees, and that's not normal. We don't really have like hot, hot, hot weather in June. It's like usually July, August, but it started early. Even the end of May was like, it was like hot. I was like, shit. Early summer, I said, oh boy, we're probably gonna get like a shitload of hurricanes. It's gonna be fucked up, and it actually had to end up being the opposite. It's weird, man. The reason they said there's no hurricanes right now because there's a lot of Sahara Desert dirt, like the dust is like in the air and it's not allowing the hurricanes to form. And they showed like a dust map, and it's like everywhere. It's like across the whole Atlantic Ocean for miles and miles and miles. And I remember there's years where that dust doesn't allow hurricanes to form. So I guess it's true because there's like a shitload of dust right now all over the ocean, above the ocean, obviously. They said it's the Sahara Desert dust, but it's not. It's so weird not looking at the Weather Channel every day now, because it's like what the hell, you know? It don't make no sense. Like how can this even be? But hey, I'm not complaining. I think it's a miracle that we don't have hurricanes now in the right now at the peak season. Cause usually we have like we have to be watching that weather station like every day, and it says why is the Atlantic so quiet. And I'm like I'm glad it's quiet, and they're like it's like the weather people are kind of getting irritated, cause they don't even know what to say, and I was watching like the Weather Channel. I was like I'm glad. And they were like, oh, well, we're glad there's no hurricanes. And this is why there's no hurricanes. And I felt like saying, but you idiots predicted that we were going to have like this crazy weather and OMG, and we're going to have 90 hurricanes and blah, blah, blah. Let me tell you something. The only person that knows the truth is up there, not you, rather idiots. You think you know the truth. If God don't want no damn hurricanes forming, he ain't gonna make no damn hurricanes, okay? And I prayed a lot. So he must have said, look, because Mark prayed a lot, Mark said, look, please God, no hurricanes this year. Just leave me alone for 1 year and just let me not have nothing to deal with. And so far, so good. Amen. And I hope nobody gets no hurricanes. I hope this season goes by where no one has like, treacherous you know, bad shit happen to him, like, when a hurricane's concerned. So I'm gonna keep praying because God's listening to me. Hey Toka, you donated, thanks. You can ask your question when you're ready. And Fiona, how you doing? So yeah, I think the weather is wonky this year, especially here. The past month it's been raining on and off, which is weird for us in summertime. But like I said, summer started early this year, earlier than usual. And I think that because the summer started early, the winter's gonna come early, and it's gonna like retard the system for the hurricanes to form. So I'm thinking that's what it is. So that's a good thing. Like I said, I think it's a miracle. If anything's a miracle, that's a miracle to me. So let's all pray that you guys that have these treacherous winters, you don't have those either. So I'll pray for you guys, okay? You can send some cold weather over here because I like cold weather. I don't want no snow because we don't get snow anyway. But I don't want none. You can have that. You can keep that to yourself. But I'll take some 40s and 50s. You know, that's cool. I want to wear some hoodies and shit. You know, tracksuits and stuff. But I'm glad as the days go by and no hurricanes are forming, I'm like, hell yeah. Thank you. Yes. Hallelujah. All right, now what paragraphs you giving me, woman? Let me see. Will Jay's job be safe or like the outcome? HR paragraph. But one of his employees did a time edit under his permission. Just wondering if his job will be okay. Oh shit. He hasn't told me about it, but my colleague that did the time edit was telling me HR called her and she low-key saying Jay wasn't supporting her on the call. Oh, I see. So you want to know if Jay is going to get fired. And if he gets fired, that's going to ruin your year. Not my man. My man, no. Again, we might have to go back for him. If Jay leaves, I leave. Fuck out of here. Yeah, exactly. That ain't your fault. What you want to do? Like, you know, be attached to everybody and check everybody's shit? People are just stupid. So, you know, I understand. All right, let's check. Stupid is what stupid does. That's why I ain't got no employees in my business. I got rid of that shit. Somebody asked me the other day, you got no employees? I said, oh, hell no. I work for myself and by myself. You think I want to work with stupid ass people? No, no. I'm tired of that. I did that for years. I ain't doing that no more. I work for myself and by myself. I don't want no jackasses around me. Yeah, Mark, I can do that. Okay, cool. I'll see you in a few minutes. I'll come right back. Meanwhile, I come back, ain't shit done, all backwards, all fucked. I thought you said you was an electrician. Oh, what happened was I realized I'm not. What a bunch of idiots. All right, let's see. You can leave it there until it's all gone. Like let them eat it all. That. Tanya, you can leave it there for like a, you know, you can leave it there. They're gonna come and eat it. But like, if it isn't gone, you can like take it off like a next day or whatever for wet paper towel. Yeah, yeah, you can leave it there. It don't matter. It ain't gonna harm nothing. It doesn't harm anything you put it on. It's cool. Leave it there so they can like eat it all. Fuck 'em. The longer it's there, the better. That means they go and eat it, and then they die. Damn ants. We're talking about ants. I'm not talking about poisoning anybody. Don't get no ideas. We're talking about killing ants. Okay, not aunties, ants. N-A-N-A-T-S. Okay, not aunts and aunties. All right. So what I'm getting here, Toka, is I think that they're going to call in Jay, and I think they're gonna argue about this situation. I think that they're going to like talk about it, you know, be annoyed. He's gonna be annoyed about it. Is the HR a man? Because I'm getting a man that's annoyed here. Like, and he's like probably gonna say certain things. So if it isn't, if the HR isn't a man, okay, well, oh boy. So that means that Jay might say, hey, you know, like I think if they, I think that the HR is gonna tell Jay that if this happen, if this keep happens happening, or if this happens again, then we're gonna have to like deal with you, right? So it looks like they might argue about this whole thing. The HR and him might argue for a bit, but I don't really think he's gonna get fired. I see them arguing, and I see him like getting a warning from her, saying if if you feel like you're overwhelmed or you can't handle this, or she's gonna like question like what he's doing, but he's gonna like like she suspects that he's gonna like that he's done certain things or whatever. But at the end of the day, I got the Wheel of Fortune, and that tells me that he's gonna approach the end of a problem. Like he's gonna be fine, and he's like he's gonna think of the worst, but it's actually gonna be okay. Like there's gonna be a conclusion to the madness, and he'll be fine. He won't get fired. I don't think he's gonna get fired because I don't get like I get arguing and like talking about things and stuff, but I'm not getting like firing. I just think they'll give him a warning. I don't know if you guys get warnings, but that's like such a childish thing to do. You're getting a warning, Jay. Your warning is if you let this dumbass not clock out again properly, then we're gonna write you up. So you have to be a babysitter. And he's gonna be like, well, you motherfuckers don't pay me to babysit. They're gonna be like, well, that's your job. I don't know. Like he might say to them, look, if you think that this and this and that, then fuck you people. He might go off on. I don't know if he has a bad temper, but I got the 5 of Wands twice here, and that tells me that he might like like go off it and might be like fuck you people, like he might even quit. He might even say, if you people like want to fucking claim that I did this or did that, then I'll fucking quit, like So if you don't believe me, I'll quit type of vibe. I think they're gonna argue about it though. I'm getting arguing. Well, the very calm ones are the ones you gotta look out for, because they'll snap real quick. So maybe he might snap on the guy for getting him for the person that, well, whoever was the person that he's getting in trouble for, he might snap on them. You see what I'm saying? And then like it'll cause more problems, or he might like tell the person, look, you got me in trouble. Like, yeah, what the fuck's your problem? Or whatever the case may be. But to get the 5 of Wands twice, that's not good. So that tells me like arguing, going back and forth, conflict, shit like that. I don't think they're gonna fire him. No. Hey Sophie, how you doing? Let me read what you said back here. Hold on a sec. They usually go straight for termination. I'm sick of people not coming. I don't get paid. Yeah, exactly. Right. I don't know. It's not telling me that he's getting fired because I'm getting positive cards. At least not in the next couple of days. He won't. I don't really see him getting fired, to be honest. If anything, I see him like telling them, like, if you think that you're gonna be doing this shit to me, or I'm gonna take care of some fucking grown adults, then I'll fucking quit. You know. But I don't see them doing. I don't see him doing that. I think a lot of like arguing and back and forth are gonna occur, and I think after everybody calms down, it'll go back to normal. Well, let me see something else. Hold on. Like the person that did the like didn't clock out, the dumb person. This person like is like I feel like this person is like reluctant on doing anything, or they might be gossiping or talking shit about Jay, maybe. And I think like the overall, because if you said he's got evidence, then I think he'll be fine, and then it all works out in the end. But I don't really get them terminating him for that. But he might get a warning or something, and then he might go off it and be like, "Yeah, but I got this," and then they go back and forth or whatever. But like, it's basically saying that if anything, he ain't getting fired. He'll quit. If anything. That's what it's telling me. It's telling me that he might be like, you know what? I'll fucking quit if you want to treat me this way. So I don't think they'll outright fire him because they need him, obviously. But I think he might threaten to quit if they don't, you know, if they say something to him and trigger him to get mad or to cause conflict. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure he's gonna tell you about it. I'm sure. But if he's been working there for a long, long time and he is like, got a good reputation, then you can't really condemn somebody for like what a dumb person does. That's their problem. You're not there to babysit no fucking adults. But I do see conflict and arguments, but not everybody looks at things like that, so we'll see what happens. But I don't get him being fired. If anything, I see him threatening to quit. Or they might write him up and give him a warning and say, look, this is your warning. You need to like check these idiots. And bang, that's it. And then he might be like, what the fuck? He gave me a warning for somebody's dumbass shit. So he might like, challenge the warning, or he might get into a verbal agreement, a disagreement with the HR people, or the person that has made him, you know, deal with that. So hopefully he'll vent to you, and that's the case. Dan said, I remember the movie when they were taking this guy's staple and he torched the building. Well, if he's already calm and like he goes off it, then that's probably why I saw what I saw. But if he's a outright, like, yeah, yeah, I don't blame you. So, usually HRs are, I mean, I don't see him getting fired for that shit. I don't. But, you never know, like with people, because people have agendas. Sometimes people with power do stupid things. That's the biggest thing. People think they got more power than God Himself. And then God says, no, 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 no. You think you're a boss, but you are lost. So, yeah, we'll see. But I don't get nothing bad, though, like super bad, that he's going to get fired. But we'll see. Well, there you go. Or remember we looked at that before too, that the inspector was gonna do this and that, blah blah blah, and it ended up being okay. So sometimes you can only look at the person's energy that you're dealing with, but you can't guarantee the other person's energy. So that's the thing. So the HR, she can have a mind of her own, and obviously we're checking, what's going to happen to him. But I don't get nothing drastic. But you never know. Right, see? There you go. So we shall see. But I think in his mind, the cards are saying in his mind, he's like, yeah, you ain't firing me off, fucking quit. You know? Some people are like that. They be like, yeah, you want to talk shit? Well, I quit. I'm telling people, I worked for people in the past, and I'm like, nah, you ain't firing me. I said, but I'll quit though. Yeah. But you got the four, right? So it was right. But then Jay intervened and got you a five. See? So technically, you're right. Spirit was right. You got a four, but then this is what I just said. Another person comes along and changes. See? He intervened and got a five. So there you go. Things change. It's just like that. That's why you will never really know until it actually pans out and happens. We can get like some sort of, you know, answer, but the answer can always be changed right up to the last minute. Anything can be changed. So at the end of the day, spirit can only tell us so much. And then everything else is in their hands. So we shall see. Some things are not meant to be, read. Some things we'll never know, like my love life and other people's love life and time frames. It's just a pain in the ass. We can't possibly know everything that's gonna happen in the future. That's why things are more likely to be read that's already happening or is happening than what's going to happen. So, but sometimes we can get those answers that you know it ends up happening and shit. So it's pretty cool how it all works, but it's up to spirit. It's up to us. There's free will involved. There's change involved. So a lot of things can happen. We can change everything. That's for sure. You're welcome, Toka. No problem. I hope it does work out, and I hope everything will be all right. Hope you don't lose, Jay. Then you'd be like, "Where you going? I'm coming with you." Where you been? Nah, you'll be all right. Stay positive for him. That's all. Just stay positive for him. If you stay positive, you'll be fine. Oh shit. It sucks though. It's like I saw my friend that DJs. He lost the competition like 10 years ago, and seeing his face and seeing how devastated he was and how he looks, you could see like he's still like down and out. And I looked at him and I was like, yeah, I can tell he's pissed, you know. So I kind of felt bad for him today, but in another way, I'm like, sometimes people like that need to get humbled, and so they can realize that they're not as good as they think they are. That you got to keep on putting in the work, you know. Oh nah, it was perfect, Dan. I loved it. You know me, I like all that type of shit. I don't care. You can say whatever you want in here. We're all adults. But being that you're one of the oldest, you have to lead by example, Dan. I'll put that responsibility in your hands. See, look, Barb missed it. She was like, yeah, whatever. I ain't seen nothing. She went to go, you delivered the brownies. You went to the neighbors to deliver the brownies. Yeah, it's all good. Somebody's got to be naughty. Somebody's got to say something. Shit, I'm always taking the blame anyway. Shit. Sophie, how you doing? I saw you came in. I said hi, but I was reading Toka, so I didn't really have a chance to say hello, hello. I hope you're doing good, Sophie. That's nice, Barbie. God bless you. Brownies are so good. Oh God, Lucky's back. Yeah, 4 more years, you'll be retired. You're getting that pension. Still got a long way to go. I got a while to go before I get my senior discount. So yeah, my what was I gonna say? My when my dad was in the hospital back in April for a week, they sent him a bill, right? For when he was there. They just sent it from April. And my dad's all paranoid when he saw the bill. And I said, Dad, you don't have to pay this. Oh, but why are they sending it? I said, they're sending it to you to tell you how much they paid for you, right? Oh, it's not. Nah. His stubborn Libra ass. He was like, he's so stubborn, man. And I said, Dad, your insurance pays for when you're in the hospital for everything. Trust me. No, man, I'm telling you, I have to pay this money. I'm like, okay, whatever. I said, I'm gonna get I said, your daughter, my sister will call down there and sort it out. So then my sister comes in today. She goes, guess what, Mark? You were right. Dad doesn't have to pay nothing. The insurance paid for everything. And I asked the lady, why would she send that? She goes, we have to let you know that, what we paid on your behalf. And I'm like, duh. But the person that's in the billing department, they're dumb. They shouldn't do that. See? Just like put it on file and leave it there. If we don't owe you anything, then what the fuck are you sending shit to our house for? Send it to the insurance company. They're the ones paying for it, jackass. Like, what the hell, man? So anyway, my sister said she was gonna call my mom and dad and tell them that they don't have to pay for it. And I know what they're gonna say. Mark said, yeah, it's always what Mark said is right. I keep telling you, I already know the system and I know how it works. And we've already gone through this shit a million fucking times. When you go to the hospital, you don't pay nothing because you guys have that insurance. I swear. Oh, good Lord. My dad reminds me of his mother. His mother, my grandmother was his mom. My grandma was was just the same, ignorant as shit, stubborn as shit. They think they know everything, and then when they don't know, they're like, oh, and they crawl back in their hole and say, shit, I shouldn't have said nothing without me knowing. Like, if you don't know, just shut up. That's my dad for you. Pain in the ass. Fiona said, you're decades older than me, Dan. She says decades. Don't make Dan feel that old. Shame on you, Fiona. You're making Dan feel like a senior. He ain't even retired yet. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Holy shit. Fucking hell. That's insane. That's how they make their money. That's why I beg God to keep me out of the hospital every day. That's why I don't do dumb shit. So I don't have those issues. But that bill was probably based on the 3 weeks in ICU. That's insane. Oh, they definitely do. They're the richest companies in the world. But my insurance company is the best. It's called Jesus Christ Insurance. You ever heard of that? It's the best insurance in the world. All you gotta do is pray and be a good person, and you got free insurance. Amen. Yeah, that sucks. But at least she's okay. At least she's on the up and up now. At least she's alive. At least she gets to do her thing. And she's got a positive going now, right? So the best thing is she's getting better, not worse. That's the main thing. Dan says that's the insurance with the little cross on the letterhead. That's my made up insurance. Yeah, my insurance is through Jesus Christ too. That's what I tell people every day. They're like, "Oh, you got insurance?" I'm like, "Yeah." "Oh, what insurance you got?" I said, "Jesus Christ insurance." Man, come on. I said, "I'm dead serious." I said, my insurance is Jesus Christ. It's free. All you gotta do is pray. It's that simple. What do you want me to tell you? You lie? That's my insurance. It's the best insurance in the world. You believe it or not, that's up to you. Not my problem. Yeah, exactly, Dan. That's why I said what I said. She's 90 pounds lighter, 5% better kidney function. What more could you ask for? God is great. See? Yeah, Barb, I mean, it's a lot better now than it ever has been. Because I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a big fan of doctors and hospitals, and I don't really care to go to one. Obviously, we all have to go to one eventually, you know. Um, but when I went to the hospital to visit my dad that week, he was in hospital for a week. Whatever they did things for him, and he got a lot better, and he's been good ever since. The last 3 days, my dad's had gout because he had like a sugar spike. That dumbass went and ate ice cream, and it spiked his sugars, and he ended up getting gout. Now he can barely walk on a knee. He has to walk by cane. He's such a pain in the ass, man. He never learns. He'll be doing like so good, and then he'll be like, "Yeah, I'll eat some ice cream. I'm good." Next thing you know, he's got gout and he's fucked all up. And I told him, I said, "You do it to yourself. I think you love pain." And he doesn't say anything. And my mom's like, "Well, it was just a little bit." I said, "Okay, whatever, mom. You always say it's just a little bit. Never mind, mom. Whatever. You guys do whatever you want. You love pain." Yep, those guys named Daniel. That's my dad. My dad's named Daniel, the dumbass that doesn't ever listen to anybody but himself. Uh, I'll eat some ice cream. Fuck it. Dad, you're not supposed to eat that shit. I'll be alright. Next thing you know, he's limping the next fucking day. And I said, "Well, I hope your ice cream was worth it." I swear, man, it's nothing I can say. No, because she thinks it's okay. She said to me, "Oh, it was just a little bit." And I said, "Mom, if you drink a little bit of poison, you think you're gonna die or not die?" "I don't care anymore. I tell that man not to do it, but he does it anyway. I don't care." I'm like, "Okay, mom, whatever. You're the one who's got to deal with it, not me. Not my problem." Thank God he doesn't smoke and drink. He never has. The only person in my family that smoked and drank was me, in my immediate family. My brother drank alcohol, my sisters drank alcohol, but my mom and dad they didn't drink and smoke. But I smoked. I smoked a lot. My brother didn't because he had asthma. But me, I smoked like a chimney. Not anymore, obviously. 8 years I've been clean. No alcohol, no cigarettes, no cigar weed. I'm good. I'm clean as a whistle. God said if you stop, then I'll keep you safe, my son. See that? All you gotta do is make a deal. See, make a deal with God. He'll be like, "All right, bro. If you stop smoking dirty cigarettes and drinking and smoking cigar weed, then I'll insure you for a few more years on the Jesus Christ insurance." Well, the thing is, my mom has ice cream in there, like these little cups of ice cream that she buys. So when my nephews go there, or her grandchildren go there, she's got like ice cream for them or whatever. But I ate one of the ice creams last week when I was there. She offered it to me and I ate it. Well, what happens is he gets hungry or he wants like he has a sweet tooth and he can't resist. And he says, "Yeah, it'll be fine." And then he knows it's not good and he still does it. See, you know why? Because he's better now. See, he hasn't had gout in a while, and his stomach's fine. You know, his bowel movements are fine. Like his feet aren't swollen anymore. So he thinks, yeah, I'm cured. I have no diabetes. I have no gout. I'm a clean man. You know, he's delusional if he thinks that he can do what he wants, but he's ignorant. And he does it to himself. Every now and then, he eats some dumb shit that he knows he's not supposed to, and he does it anyway. And then he has gout, then he gets sick, and then he wonders why. So stupid is what stupid does. And when I see him limping around like I did yesterday, I don't say nothing to him because I knew it's your own fault. And it's my mom's fault too. My mom should never buy that shit and bring it home so he don't eat it. But my mom is just as dopey as him. That's why both of them are fucking annoying. They're both annoying. I blame my mom for a lot of that shit, but she don't care. She does it to herself too. Oh hell no! I'm so glad my parents didn't smoke. I can't stand cigarettes, but unfortunately, I got I ended up doing it and did a lot and smoked a lot and I shouldn't have. But it was like it's my own fault for doing it and my own fault for smoking it. I put whatever I want in my mouth, but you know, it was just a peer pressure thing because everybody was doing it in my clique and in my friends and shit. So, but I'm so glad I don't do it anymore. And when I smell a cigarette now, it's like ugh, it's like gross. I want to throw up. Even alcohol, I can't even handle drinking a beer ever again. It'll leave like it's just, I just my body rejects it all and doesn't have a urge to have it anymore. Even when my friend was smoking weed next to me like about a week or two ago, I smelt it. It smelled good, but it never gives me the urge to do it again. You know, so I just don't care for it anymore. I don't have nothing against weed and cigarettes and alcohol. You do whatever you want. It's your body, your life, whatever. Like the feminists say. But anyway, yeah, I just don't. I feel like I don't want to do it anymore. I don't have the urge to do it. I don't care for it anymore. And because I don't do it, I've saved a lot of money because I don't have to buy it no more. Fiona, you said I'm very monastic, in that way. I've never smoked, never done drugs, and I don't really drink. Well, that's good, but that don't mean that you'll stay healthy. See, you have other issues, and that's what happens. See, when you do one thing, there's always something else that happens. Like it's crazy, but the best thing I ever did was stop. Last month made 8 years that I stopped completely and never looked back. I never wanted to do it again. I have my turn. One thing about me, I don't get addicted to anything. Like even like a certain food or a drink or I just don't have an addiction of anything. I get fed up of thing too much of the same thing. I get fed up. I don't if I feel like I don't want to do something no more, I just stop doing it. It just is a natural thing for me to just stop and just leave everything alone and say fuck it. I don't want to do it no more. It's just the way I am. I have that mentality where I'm like, if I don't want to do this no more, I'm not gonna do it ever again. And I don't care what anybody thinks. You know, you know. Fiona, don't say that. There's always a way out, you know? We don't want you to die young. But don't think that way. I know it's like a. It's a possibility, but we all can die no matter what. You don't have to have those issues to die. You could die a very, very healthy person, you know. It's like about a month ago, these two soccer players were in their uh, Lamborghini going down the highway, and they got a flat tire and they crashed into a railing and they went over the railing and died. And both of them were extremely healthy, no problems. World class soccer players, and they died. Two Portuguese guys. They were very healthy, no problems. See, they died in a car. That's how it goes. It's life. Yep, that's the one. His name is Diogo Jota, and his brother was in the car, Andre. Yeah, two Portuguese guys. Yep, he had just got married to the love of his life from high school. He had 3 kids of her already, and he just decided to get married. And the following week, he died. So, and he was only 20 something years old, and his brother. I know both of them. I watched them both play for soccer. I know them very well. I never met them, but I know who they are. You know, they're part of Portugal teams. So I know them. Saw them play. Very good players. But that's the thing. You know, you can be healthy as ever, and you can just die right on the spot. So it's not about like if you self inflict things on you. You know, if you inflict the pain on you and you're sick and you make yourself more sick, or you know you're sick and you shouldn't do shit, then that's your own dumbness. But if you're doing something to be unsick and to be healthy, then that's a different scenario. Like me, if I would have kept smoking and drinking and smoking weed and spending my money on that shit, I'd be broke and I'd be all fucked up. But I'm not. I'm better now than I ever have been health wise. And I still can get healthier if I lose some weight and take care of myself even more. But the main thing was to stop smoking and drinking. 'Cause that shit's not good for you. So, you know. So keep your head up, Fiona. Don't think like that. Don't think because you have those issues that you're gonna die. You can live a long life if you want to. But you have to put your mind to it and find a way to get better. Don't allow people to try and find a way. You gotta find a way. Your mind has to tell you, hey, you know, I'll make it happen. And just like I tell everybody about my friend yesterday that died from cancer, she beat cancer, and then a year later she got stomach cancer again, and she knew she was gonna die eventually, and she ended up lasting a while, you know. And then I used to tell her, look, drink Gatorade, keep your body with fluids, and drink water, drink Gatorade, and but she also like kind of gave up on doing certain things. She wanted to eat a burger. She wanted to eat some fries, but she knew she couldn't because it'll upset her stomach, and she still did it because that was like her urge. She already knew she was gonna die. So like she kind of almost like gave up trying to be healthy or to because she thought that she only had a certain amount of time to live. So she wanted to do the things that she wanted to do because she already knew that she was gonna die, but cancer is something that it can go and come, and it can fuck you up. It can kill you. And some people can survive it and live for a long period of time. So your body is it depends on how hard you work on it. You can beat anything. You can be cured from a lot of things. You just got to do it yourself. Find ways to make it better and find ways to make yourself better. You know, she told me many times that she lived longer just because I made her laugh every day when she came on my lives. She said like the laughter made her stomach better, and I believe her. And she even like then she got to a point where she wasn't really eating. So then I told her eat like weed brownies so the weed can like cause weed makes you want to eat. So then she tried that and she got a little bit better. But then it kind of had like an effect on her, you know, because her stomach was already like fucked up, you know. But in the end, like I said, like you know, I wish I had the power to heal people, you know, because certain people should not be dying that young. You know, I wish I had the power to, you know, to make a negotiation with God and the person and say, look, you got to do this, this, and this if you want to lead, you want to like live, like you know. But it's hard, man. It's hard seeing cancer destroy everybody because that's one of the main diseases in the world that you know destroys everybody. So, and it's sad because you can be a millionaire, you can be a great person, you can be the best person in the world, you know, laughing, having fun, healthy as shit, and then you just get cancer and you die. It's just the way life is, you know. There's no such thing as being so healthy and you're not gonna die, you know. You can die any way you know you want. You can be the healthiest person and die. It doesn't. Death is guaranteed. Death is guaranteed. When you pop out of that coochie when you're in that hospital, the first minute and second you're around, that's the only guarantee you have is death. There's nothing else guaranteed. And I want people to understand like that happens all the time and to just embrace it. Hey Monique, how you doing? But at the end of the day, we should live life you know to the fullest. And if you have a chance to live and do things, do it. Don't ever give up on don't ever like let a chance go over of you doing something that you always chances are put in front of you to do. Things are put in front of you to like take the chance and do things, you know. So always do what you want to do in life. And then if you're content with life, then you probably live longer because you have no worries and you're content and you have nothing on your conscience. I think that's what brings a longer life is you not worrying about when you're going to die, how, if you do this, you're going to, if you do that, you're going to. You know, it's just the way you should live your life is not worry about everything. Because worry can kill you, stress can kill you. So if you don't worry and stress and just live your life every day, then spirit's gonna, you know, I tell people as well, spirit can be your doctor. And just like I said earlier, you know, Jesus can be your insurance, God can be your doctor, spirit can be your nurse. They have the power to make sure you live. They can spiritually heal you. It's a fact of life, you know? So that's why certain people can heal you with their hands and their prayer and their words. But some people don't believe that. But it's definitely true. You can get healed with words and thoughts and prayers. All those things can happen, but if you don't believe it, then you'll never receive it. It's just gonna be a myth, and you're gonna think, "Yeah, I did. I prayed for 1 week straight, 2 hours a day, and I still, and the person still died, or the person." Yeah, well, that means that that was guaranteed death. What the fuck you want? If everybody stayed alive, then the world would be overcrowded, and people will never be a spirit. You know, people gotta understand that these are the ways of life, and it's gonna be the way it's gonna be. Your physical presence won't be here forever, but your spirit can. Depends on if you're good or not. Because if not, you might get you might be going down that hole. That's where a lot of people belong. And hell don't get full. They'll burn your ass to a crisp. Next. Who's going next? I know a lot of people that's going down there. That's why it don't bother me. I'll stay on earth. It's cool. I'm not going to heaven, but I'll stay on earth as a spirit. Okay, Barbie, take care. Good night. You too. Sweet dreams. Thanks for delivering the brownies. It's not an easy road, but we'll be okay. Well, I have my opinions about heaven and stuff like that. You know, I think that heaven is for certain people. Heaven is for saints and you know Jesus, God, Mary, Joseph. Some of the apostles and things like that. And I feel like some human beings that exist in the world are going to heaven because they are heaven worthy, but we don't know who they are. You know, I think a lot of people are worthy to go into heaven, but I think that God has a system where He says, "Look, here you are before me in spirit. You're not worthy enough to go into those pearly gates of heaven in that realm. I'm going to leave you on earth with your family so you can see them every day and mingle with your spiritual family on earth. And when you feel like you've accomplished that or you want to go into heaven and start a new spiritual realm of chapter of your life, you can come up here with us. But if not, you can stay on earth and do what you got to do and help your family and watch your family. Because heaven is like a different place to me. It's like another realm of, uh, you know, people that are almost perfect. Because you can't really, like, I don't think you're really worthy enough to go to heaven if you do dumb shit. If you've sinned too many times or, you don't, I mean, people can still be good, you know, and do bad things and recover from it. You know what I mean? Because the main thing it says is to repent. But if you've done a lot of dumb shit and then you repent, you give your life to God, I still feel like you're not worthy enough to go to heaven because you've already done the damage. So I feel like some people are going to go or they go on a probation period and stay on earth. And I believe that because when I do mediumship and I see certain people and I can't see others, and that's the reason. It's because some people are on earth, so I can see them. How am I going to have the power to see somebody in heaven? Because I can't even see God Himself. I can't see Jesus. So if I can't see them, what's that tell you? This is my analogy and my opinion. So if I can tap into a person that you want me to tap into in a mediumship reading, it's because they're still on earth and they're not in heaven. Because if they're in heaven, how the heck am I supposed to see them? That's not my. I don't have the power to see that. I know I don't. Because if I did, I'd be telling everybody about it. You know. That's just my opinion about it. I just think that some people will go and some people will just stay on earth. And then the really bad fuckers, they're gonna be gone. You know, they'll probably go to hell and hang out with the devil and all the people out there, or they'll just vanish. Because some people really don't deserve another chance in spirit realm. They really don't. There's too many bad people in the world, and I don't think they get another chance. I really don't. So that's my, I may be right, I may be wrong, but that's what I think. I personally think that's how it is. And I think that way because I do mediumship, and there's some times where I can't see the person and I can't get them. So that means they don't exist anymore. Or that means that they don't want to talk to me because they don't want to talk to the person that's asking for me. For them, I mean. And it also could mean that one, they're in heaven and I can't tap into them, or two, they're in hell. So if I can tap into them, that means they exist on earth as a spirit. Because when I see them on earth. I don't see them floating in the air, saying, "Hi, Mark. I'm Bob. I'm, so and so's uncle." I don't see that dumb shit. You know what I mean? That's not what I see. You know, I see people like who they are in real and what they look like. So they have to be on earth as a spirit. That's my opinion. So take it or leave it. That's what I think. I could be wrong, but I would like to hear other people's analogies and thoughts on that, because some people claim they can see Jesus and God and all that. Not me. I can't claim that. One, I've never asked to see them because I already know they exist. Second of all, why do I need to see them if I already believe in them? You know, it's all good. And maybe they will appear to me one day, but I don't think I'm worthy of that because I sin, I talk shit, I curse. You know, I'm not a saint. I'm not perfect, and I could live better. You know, and I can. I'm not a bad person, obviously, but I'm not perfect either. But I'm a better man now than I've ever been, I believe, in my opinion. I was a lot worse back then, but now I feel like I'm a good boy. That's why good things happen to me, because God's rewarding me for being a good boy. But some people be like, "You're rude. You're not a good boy." Why is it that some of you women tell me you're about to go into the shower or you're going in the shower now? Why would you put that image in my brain? Huh? TMI, too much information. It's too much insight that you're giving me. Fiona. Fiona just said, you said it too. You told me, "Hey guys, I'm gonna go get a shower. I'll be right back." Miss Bikini tells me she's always in the shower. "Hey guys, I'm going in the shower." I'm just teasing. There was somebody that used to come in here every time and tell me, "I'm taking you in the shower with me, Marky." I'm gonna go get a bath. I got you. I can hear you. I'm in my bathtub. Some of my friends used to come in and talk that shit. Some people are probably joking or whatever, but I'm just joking too. It's all good. You could take me in the shower. It's cool. I ain't gotta see nothing. It's cool as long as it's not a guy. As long as Dan doesn't tell me he's about to get into the shower. If Dan doesn't say anything, then I'm good. If a woman tells me they're getting in the shower, that's okay. But Dan can't tell me he's getting in the shower now. I'm already put that idea in his brain now. He's gonna do it. Watch. He's gonna be like, "Hey, Mark, I'll be right back, bro, brother. I'm gonna go get a shower," and he's gonna have a big laughing emoji at the end. Yes, Miss Diamond. Why are you looking at me for? Oh yeah, all that. What you want? I wish you got. I'm gonna take a picture of her. Let me show you what she looks like on here. Look. Dimey, what's the matter, baby? Hmm? I'm taking a picture of you. And I'm gonna show everybody on YouTube. Look. She's laying down by the door and she's looking back at me as if to say, "What are you doing, bro?" I'm telling her, "Why are you looking at me for? What I do to you?" Oh, I'm sure you do. But I don't wear them things. Hell no. I wear shorts when I go in there. Dimey, what's happening, baby? You okay? What's wrong? What you see? Who's that? Why are you looking in the kitchen? Nobody's at the door, Dodo. You want to go pee pee? You want to go night night? What you want? You're looking at me like you want something. Talk to me. What you want? You're looking in the kitchen. What you see in there? Something nice? You wish you can have something in there. You eat all damn day and all night. You even eat in your damn sleep. She just gets up every now and then. She looks at me. She goes, as if to say, "What are you doing? Like, are you gonna go to sleep or what?" Yeah, I'm talking about you. What's the matter? You want to go sleepies? You want to go night night? Want to go to your bed? Huh? You want to go pee pee? Hmm? You don't know what the heck you want. If I told you you want cookies, you want that. You ain't got no more food. I already gave you a nice dental treat today. About 2 hours ago, I gave you a dental treat to make that mouth smell better. Your breath stinks. I need to give you a bath tomorrow. I think I need to give you a bath tomorrow. Nah. If anything, she aggravates me. She's like you, aggravate me. All day, every day. Pain in the ass, one and two. I ain't seeing my other pain in the ass. She didn't come by today. She must be busy. Your twin pain in the ass. Surprised she hasn't been by. Her birthday was yesterday, not last Monday. It's not your fault. She's in the shower now. She told you that she's gonna take us into the shower, so she's probably getting like this, and then listening to us and laughing right now, cause she can hear us, but her fingers are wet from the shower, so she don't want to get her phone wet. What's tomorrow? Wednesday, right? Yeah. Yeah, tomorrow's Wednesday. It's the 10th now. Yeah. It's midnight here. It's officially September 10th. Yay. I think I'm gonna get out of here. I've been on here for almost 2 hours, and Diamond keeps looking at me. So if she keeps looking at me, that means she wants to go outside and pee. She's looking at the door. She sees my reflection on the door, and she's like, "Who the fuck's that?" Okay, baby, it's just me. Nobody's there, boo boo. It's me. You should know what a reflection is by now. Okay? I'm coming. All right, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. And hope you guys have a good night. And I should be here tomorrow at some point in time. Yeah. Tomorrow's Wednesday, right? Yeah. I don't have nothing on my calendar that I have to do, but yeah. I'm gonna go shopping tomorrow and do my grocery shopping. I need to go get a few things. I wrote down some things here that I need. I need to go make another list, see what I need. Make sure I got everything for the weekend. But yeah, I should be here tomorrow morning or tomorrow at some point in time. All right, guys. Good night, Dan, Lucky, Fiona, Barb, everybody that's in here. Good night. Hope you guys have a great day tomorrow. Be positive, be safe, and you know, I'll see you guys tomorrow.